So Labour's National Elections Campaign Coordinator, Andrew Gwynne, welcome to you both. Nice to see you. I haven't seen too many Tory ministers in this campaign, so this is a real,
Adam, always a joy to see you.
real privilege. If Mrs May is asked tonight, has Britain's war on terror contributed to the danger we face in our society, as was demonstrated in Manchester last week, what should she say?
I think she got it absolutely clear that there can be no exculpating or palliating or legitimating those who go and commit mass murder in Manchester.
No, but you've said in the past it has contributed to make us a target.
If you do me the favour of going to actually look at that article, I think you're talking about the one in 2005, 12-year-old article, actually extremely good article, which says that the Iraq War had nothing to do with poisoning the minds of the people who go on to commit this type of atrocity. And I do think it very odd that, you know, in just a few days' time, we could really have, as our Prime Minister, a guy who not only blames British foreign policy for terrorist outrages, but who also spent 30 years as a parliamentarian sticking up for the IRA, invited them into the House of Parliament only months after the Brighton bombing. I genuinely think this is not a guy who can be relied on to negotiate for the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Mr Gwynne, does Jeremy Corbyn, does the Labour Party blame British foreign policy for attacks like Manchester?
Look, it's a lot more complex than that, and absolutely not. I'm a Mancunian, and you know, my community is still in pain, still hurting, and I'm really proud of the way the city has come together and the country has come together.
What was the point of that speech?
But I think the point of that speech is to highlight the fact that, of course, Islamist terrorism existed before Iraq and Afghanistan, across the world, but of course it has also contributed towards the feeling in some parts of the Islamic world that the West is against them. Now, I think there's a little bit of revisionism going on by Boris here. I think what we've got to do is we've got to look afresh at how we deal with the Middle East in particular, and how we try and bring peace to the Middle East in a way that hasn't been done in the past.
I agree with that, but it's a very long day's march from saying that UK foreign policy has somehow contributed to the sick ideology that basically hates us, hates our way of life.
He was 23, so he was, what, 8 when the invasion of Iraq happened. That's clearly going to be formative on him, someone like that.
9/11 happened before the invasion of Iraq.
Sure,
you'll recollect, Adam, with your superior memory for these things. You know, the chain of causation cannot be made. What is going on is that some people are falling prey to a sick ideology which needs to be challenged. And you need somebody who's going to be tough on terrorism, tough on the terrorists. And I have to say, looking at Jeremy Corbyn's history as a parliamentarian, I don't think that he would do it. I worry genuinely about how he could negotiate for a United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland when he actually when he wanted the IRA to win, as he saw it,
Boris,
and to unite,
things have moved on.
Ireland.
Come on. You know that the Thatcher government was negotiating with the IRA behind the scenes. You know that the Major government was negotiating with the IRA. You know that Ireland today, Northern Ireland in particular,
do you want United Ireland?
No,
do you want United Ireland? That's what your leader wants.
I believe that it's for the people
that's what his leader wants.
It's for the people of Northern Ireland, surely, to determine what their future is through the democratic process.
I don't think you want.
Do you not believe in democracy?
I don't think you want a Prime Minister of Great Britain and Northern Ireland going into negotiations with our European friends and partners on a manifesto, on a proposal to undermine the United Kingdom.
Come on, Boris, you can do better than this.
Well, I have to say, I think you need to square what your view of your leader's policies are. Maybe you're one of the 75% of Labour MPs who don't in fact support Jeremy Corbyn. That's your privilege.
I'm in the shadow cabinet.
Just being in the shadow cabinet doesn't seem to mean that you have to support Jeremy Corbyn.
Just for the record, the official position of the British government is it's not opposed to United Ireland. It says it has no strategic or financial or selfish interests.
Jeremy Corbyn spent 30 years not only supporting United Ireland, he also now wants to have a second referendum on Scotland.
Oh, and nonsense. Absolute nonsense. You're making this up as you're going along. It's a bit like your £350 million for the NHS.
Now,
it's a fabrication.
Sorry, are you saying Jeremy Corbyn is opposed to a second referendum on Scotland?
Look.
Are you saying he's opposed to a second referendum on Scotland? Are you saying
Boris,
are you saying he's opposed to a second referendum?
Boris,
are you saying he's opposed to a second referendum?
You know full well
Is he?
that the Labour Party.
Yes or no?
You
Yes
know
or no?
full well that
Is
the
he?
Labour
Yes or no?
Party is
Yes
for the
or no?
United Kingdom.
Is Jeremy Corbyn
This
opposed
is
to a
not-
second referendum?
Honestly,
Yes
Boris,
or no?
honestly,
Yes,
we are not in
yes,
favour
yes or
of
no?
reopening the constitutional question in Scotland. You know that,
He
and the whole
he
world
did say,
knows
though,
that.
that it was fine with him. Was that not a quote?
He did.
But the point is, the Labour Party has made it very clear, Adam, we are not reopening the constitutional question
the only
in
way
Scotland.
Jeremy Corbyn could conceivably become Prime Minister would be as part of a tutti-frutti coalition of chaos, a sort of Munsters family-style arrangement with the SNP.
Yeah,
with,
that might have worked in
with the Liberal
2015.
Democrats.
Nobody's listening to you on that
Yeah,
now,
that's
Boris.
actually, the buzz phrase you want is coalition of chaos.
It is.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's true. Thank you for using it, Aaron.
You followed the script as well. It's absolutely true.
Now, Mr Gwynne, what do you want to see the Conservative leader challenged on tonight?
Well, I think there are some very serious questions that have got to be asked of Theresa May. Firstly, we've got to ask what precisely is going to happen to the winter fuel allowance, because the Resolution Foundation has been very clear. If they are to make the £1.7 billion of savings on that, that means removing the winter fuel allowance from 10 million people. If that's not the case, and I see you shaking your head, Boris, then you need to come clean and tell us precisely how you're going to make the £1.7 billion.
The Labour Party under Jeremy Corbyn
how are you going to make
has made absolutely colossal.
These are your figures.
No, but we're asking about the Conservative Party here.
How are you going to make the 1.7 billion?
It's his turn. He's asking how are you going to...
The Labour Party has...
the winter fuel allowance
The Labour
work.
Party has made pledges of running into tens of billions of pounds
he's not going
of
to
cash
answer that,
they
clearly.
simply do
So,
not
okay,
have.
what's the social care bill going to be?
It's a very simple question. How many people are going to lose the winter fuel allowance?
For the
Is it only those on
renationalisation
benefits
of
who get it? 2 out of 12 million.
The Labour Party is committed to the pointless renationalisation.
No answers.
Well, how are you going to pay for the renationalisation of the utilities? How are you going to pay for it?
Boris, we will have a transformation fund, as you know.
£58 billion. Where are you going to find the money? Where are you going to find the money for the
The pensioners want to know what's happening to their winter fuel allowance. How many pensioners?
It would be
How
an
many?
economic disaster for this country. And what is even more worrying is that Jeremy Corbyn, only 11 days after this election,
what's the social care cap going
is genuinely going to be expected to go into those negotiations.
In your shredded manifesto,
to go
what
into
is
the,
your
to go into those
social care cap
negotiations
to be?
in Brussels under the eye of Angela Merkel and Jean-Claude Juncker and Michel Barnier, and he doesn't have a clue whether he wants to be in the single market or out. Do you want to be in the single market or out of it?
Look,
Boris, in or out?
Boris,
in or out?
You've got to answer the questions on pensions. Answer the questions on pensions.
No, the most important.
We are leaving the European Union.
The most important question this country has faced for the last 50 years is whether we are going to be in the European Union or out of it.
We're out of the European Union.
The British people have voted to come out. Are you saying you're going to stay in the single market?
I agree.
Are you going to stay in the single market?
I agree.
Is that what, you're out of the single market, are you?
Yes. Yes.
Out of the customs union?
Boris,
are you?
You know what our position is.
No, I don't think you know what your position is.
I voted to trigger Article 50.
I don't think you know what your position is.
So
let me tell you, only a couple of days ago,
I have to say, Boris, people don't like this bickering. They want straight talking, honest politics. So come on.
So in or out of the single market?
Boris,
in or out of the single market?
Boris,
now's your moment.
Pensions.
In or out?
I asked the pensions question first.
So
come on, how many winter fuel allowance?
Do you actually want to leave the EU?
Well, I don't think you're going to get an answer on that. But
I don't think would.
I've
just said yes.
No, but so are you going to leave the customs union?
Boris, I've just said we are leaving the European Union.
Tell me what you're going to do on immigration. Tell me what you're going to do on immigration.
No, excuse me.
We're going to have an immigration policy that works for the economy.
Are you going to bring immigration down?
No. Can I just say one thing to you both? A question to you both. Doesn't your exchange show that we should have had face-to-face debates between the parties?
Absolutely. What's she running scared of?
Come on. Are you going to bring immigration down?
No. Yes, I'm asking you a question. Doesn't it show we should have had face-to-face debates?
It's much more interesting talking to this chap. He doesn't have a decide what he's on.
I've answered your question.
He doesn't even know whether he wants to come out.
Well, I'm asking a straight question. Shouldn't we have had face-to-face debates?
Do you want to come out of the customs union? Do you want to come on?
You're not even answering Adam's
last question.
Andrew, do you want to come out of the customs union?
No. Should we, Boris Johnson?
Customs union. Quick.
All right.
Sorry. Last chance. Do you want to come out of the customs union?
Your last chance. Should we have had face-to-face debates between the leaders?
I want to have a face-to-face debate with
Okay, well, let you carry on.
I want to know whether he wants to come out of the customs union. I can't get an answer. Don't send Jeremy Corbyn to negotiate for us. They don't have a clue what they're talking about.
Thank you very much.
You don't have a clue about negotiation.
Let's go down to Tamara Cohen, who is here in Sky Studios.